You are now listening to the SNL Fan Podcast. I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this one, we're going to be reviewing the Adam Levine episode of Saturday Night Live with musical guest Kendrick Lamar. And before I do that, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Giant Blast, one of the largest email blast distribution lists on the web today, with over 100,000 email accounts subscribed. Not only is it a large email blast newsletter for entertainment, they also do marketing and promotions for rising indie bands, singers, and rappers. So if you fit that category and you need to get your music out there to a wider audience, and you're just you're just on the come up, you're unsigned, independent, and just on your own, and you just really need to get that extra push, the Giant Blast is a good way to get it out there. Let's see, and also if you have a product to sell or a service you'd like to provide, you want to increase your clientele, using the email blast with a Giant Blast is a great way to create awareness for what you're doing and your business. All right, and I'm going to put all that information in the information box below. It's the Giant Blast. Check them out. All right. Now, let me get into this Adam Levine episode. Let me pull up my document here. If I could just, I need to come into it prepared, huh? All right, the cold opening. The cold opening with the conversation between Barack Obama and Martin Luther King Jr. I loved it. Jay Pharaoh and Keenan Thompson did this thing. Keenan Thompson just keeps getting better and better and better. So does Jay Pharaoh. I was really feeling that skit. We had a lot of great jokes in it. I also want to say about this season. This season it seems like it had some of the, well, I guess it's like that always when in an election season. This season had the best cold openings, like that I've seen in a while. Like the cold openings are, I can't even connect them with what episode they're starting off with. They're just so good that they stand alone on their own. Like if somebody could make a best of SNL for this season, I mean, I guess it'd have a bunch of the cold openings in them. I really did like it. Let's see, the monologue with Adam Levine. I don't know. He seemed a little off in my opinion, but it was all good. I for some reason I should have said this earlier. I said I think Andy Samberg is going to show up. I could feel it for some reason, and he was going to do a digital short because I think Adam Levine has been featured in a couple of Andy Samberg's digital shorts in the past. I just saw this happening. And I knew they were going to do some kind of spoof on the voice, some kind of the voice parody, and I guess this was the great way. It was a great way to kind of combine it and do this. When Andy Samberg had the best kind of part on this in this skit, especially when he said, "I've appeared in over 100 digital shorts and 3 live sketches." That cracked me up. Like that, that was good. It's like with Tracy Morgan, like when he, guest stars, he'll say something like, like when he came back and hosted, he said, "Tonight I'll be in more sketches than I ever was in my whole entire tenure on this show." Like that was good. I like it when cast members make fun of stuff like that. And Cameron Diaz and Jerry Seinfeld, it really didn't add that much to the just basically everybody wanted to hoot and holler, excuse me. I kind of thought Kristen Wiig might have showed up too, but I'm glad she didn't. I like Kristen Wiig. I'm a Kristen Wiig fan, but she is just too much. The Rosetta Stone skit, I really like. I like that commercial because I know guys personally who got the, and they're trying to learn different different languages so they can go over to other countries and bang women over there. That's pretty much, oh my God, that hit close to home. That was funny. I know some guys, but I have some personal friends who've done this, who've gotten, who learned another language just so they can go over there and have sex with the different women over there, or do it for the prostitutes is over there and things. It not just in Thailand. Not anyone in Thailand, but some of these Spanish speaking countries and some of these things like that. That was good. I like that Rosetta Stone commercial. The circle work, I like that too. I really did like the circle work. skit. I guess a lot of people probably didn't. They weren't feeling it. Adam Levine did his thing. And for some reason, all throughout the night, it seemed like Adam Levine had a little delay on reading his cue cards or something. You know, like it's kind of like it was like a little unnecessary pause before he delivered his lines in pretty much every skit. Almost, it was like. Yeah, and then I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Like, you know, it was like that's how it was. It was like these pregnant pauses in between. I don't know. I noticed things like this, but yeah, maybe he's just missing his cues or whatever. But Keenan Thompson, he did his thing. I like this skit. I really don't like when they do a lot of these little gay skits because the jokes tend to be that the joke is them being effeminate and just being over the top and flamboyant, and the joke is never actually the jokes. But in the circle work skit, they had jokes in it, so I did like it. You know, I'm glad to see Nasim in a skit. You know, it's been a minute. You know, I think this is something that Keenan should do again. You know, maybe try to spice it up and do it differently. And you know, the next time they do it, you know. Keenan is just getting better. I just can't. I can't get enough of Keenan right now. You know, I say like his 4th or 5th season on the show, I was kind of like, oh my god, get rid of this guy. But now I'm just like, oh man, you know, I'm definitely okay with Keenan Thompson. The Sopranos Diaries, I was loving it. It was funny. Man, it was funny. It was funny. Everybody did their thing. Bobby Moynihan did his thing. Kate McKinnon is always good in sketches. It was good. It was funny how Cecily Strong actually did the guidance counselor, and she played the guidance counselor. How I didn't really look at The Sopranos that much, but I, you know, here and there caught it, and she did it like that therapist that he had. You know, she did the guidance counselor just like the therapist. That was funny too. All of it was funny. You know, I like how they played the characters good. You know. The firehouse incident, the little firehouse skit where you know, Bill Hader was playing a character that wasn't over his ex-girlfriend and stuff like that. This was just, oh my god, I didn't like this. This is something that Bill Hader doesn't normally do. This seemed like a skit that Kristen Wiig would have done, but like a female version of it, and or something that Will Forte would have maybe done. You know, but I think Will Forte would have made it funnier because these type of skits are more up his alley, and he probably would have found a way to make this funny. But I didn't like it. The jokes weren't that good. There was a few things there was but it wasn't like they could have did without this skit. And Bill Hader, it kind of surprised me to see Bill Hader do all this. Because he's not really a physical guy. He doesn't really do a bunch. He makes faces every now and then. But you know, seeing him throw himself around, I wasn't expecting that. And just like Bill Hader doesn't do too much crap. You know, but this was kind of crap right here. You know, I think maybe a writer just slapped something together. And I think because it's Bill Hader, because Bill Hader is like one of the kind of the front runner guys on the show right now. I think that Bill Hader is kind of like how Louis C.K. Now they don't have the same kind of humor, but you know how Louis C.K. is. Like everybody likes him, that he can do no wrong. Like when he's not funny or when he's kind of off his game, people like him so much that they'll make excuses like, oh well, you know, we just didn't get that, or that was funny, but you know, it was just that he's ahead of his time, and he did it a certain way, and you know, you got to catch up, you got to understand it, and that's kind of how people do Bill Hader now. Like Bill Hader can do no wrong. You know, he can do Bill Hader can do no wrong, you know. Like in my eyes he did wrong. This skit was not good, but it's not bad enough to hurt his track record. It's not like he does crap often, you know. I'm not expecting him to turn into Chris Kattan or anything. You know, so Bill Hader's he's still on in my good, you know, he's still on the good side with me. But yeah, I'm not gonna go on and on about why I wasn't feeling this, but I just wasn't. The digital short, I liked it. It had jokes in it, but it was just too. It was more of a song than it was comedy, you know. like I'm on a boat. It's kind of like that too. But I'm on a boat. I liked it better. Like it just add a certain feel to it that I just kind of liked. But YOLO, it's kind of like it seems like the Lonely Island guys are trying to just make songs now. It's not like they're trying to. It seems like they're not really trying to go for the comedy. It's kind of like they're trying to just. Even though this was funny, I mean, it had fun. I mean, it had jokes in it. It seems like they're trying to be more like a cute little novelty rap act as opposed to just being a bunch of comedians, a bunch of comedic writers putting together some good kind of, putting together something funny. That's what I'm getting from the Lonely Island thing that they doing moving forward. I don't judge musical guests, but I did like the song "Swimming Pools" by Kendrick Lamar. Weekend update. Good to see Nasim Pedrad doing Ariana Huffington again. She always kills it as that. Keenan Thompson doing Ray Lewis. It was very funny. Seth Meyers, he had some jokes here and there. A lot of people hate on Seth Meyers as being one of the worst Weekend Update anchors. Seeing in message boards and things like that, and I disagree. Seth Meyers is I think he's. I mean, he doesn't. Everybody wants to compare everybody to Norm. I think Norm MacDonald was kind of like the best. Like, I think he's even better than Chevy Chase. Everybody wants to just like, well, he's not Norm, so I don't like him. Or it's not like what Norm would do, so I don't like him. And I think it's unfair. Seth Meyers brings his own little comedy, his own little style to Weekend Update, and it works in my opinion. So I don't have anything against Seth Meyers. Doing Weekend Update. He's not always consistently funny, but he's more funny than not, in my opinion. Just you guys need to get over it. The next skit, the dance in the bar thing that they were doing, all the all those kind of soft rocker type guys, these crooners, that they were dance fighting and things. That was a funny idea. This actually should have been earlier in the episode, I think, because I think the Bill Hader skit kind of made the episode kind of lose some steam here, and in the digital short, I feel like it was just placed in the wrong part of the show. I think that should have came a little later. And you know what? Another thing, going back to the digital short. Nobody really cheered for it. I was thinking some people were going to cheer. Oh, they were going to cheer, but they didn't. It was kind of like they just kind of got quiet. Like it was like, oh, another one, Well, that's just kind of how I picked it up. But going back to the dance fight skit, it was good. Taran Killam, Taran Killam owned it. I like this skit. So did Keenan Thompson. What was I about to say? Vanessa Bayer did her thing. She didn't really add much to it. I also want to say about Jay Pharaoh. Jay Pharaoh cannot play a normal guy to save his life. Like he just cannot play normal. Like he has to. He looks around. And he kind of sounds funny when he's trying. Not sound funny like ha ha funny, but he kind of sounds awkward. Just talking like he has to puff his lips out sometimes, and he looks around nervously. Like it seems like Jay Pharaoh, unless you give Jay Pharaoh like a good one line or something like that, it seems like he has to be doing an impersonation of somebody in order for it to work, or he has to do a character that's based on an impersonation. If Jay Pharaoh is just playing the mailman, he's gonna mess it up. Or if Jay Pharaoh is just playing a bartender, or if he's just playing guy number 2, it seems like he just can't do that. It's like he just has to do something. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. That Jay Pharaoh just can't play normal. And Vanessa, I don't know, man. It seems like Vanessa's. It seems like to me Vanessa's being shoehorned in the skits. Like it just seems like it's a lot of these things that Vanessa's doing. It doesn't seem like she fits. It just seems like, okay, we need a chick to do this part. Vanessa, you want to do it? Because all the other women are doing better things. Like, we'll just cram you in this. She's making less sense on the show than Aidy Bryant. And Aidy Bryant is like getting comfortable. I think Aidy Bryant's going to be back for another season. Oh yeah, somebody's instant messaging me. I should have muted the computer. Okay, I'm almost done. Let's see, the catfish skit. I loved it. You know what? Like I said, 80 needs to tone it down sometimes. Like I feel like Aidy Bryant doesn't. I think 80 Bryant needs to tone it down sometimes. She's good, but I feel like 80 Bryant just needs to tone it down. Like I feel like 80 Bryant doesn't. I think Aidy Bryant doesn't. I think Aidy Bryant needs to tone it down sometimes. She's good, but I feel like 80 Bryant needs to tone it down sometimes. She's good, But you know, you know, and Jay Farrell, I just think I don't know. It's like he just can't seem to play normal kind of guys. Like this skit also proves it. He just can't. He just can't be. He just got to look around and puff his jaws out or something. Yeah. Why are you doing that? Just hey, how you doing? I'm such. He just can't do that for some reason. Like I don't know. Maybe he should have made his character made this character kind of like an impersonation, but kind of like a subtle kind of. I don't know. It was good. Not really because of Adam Levine or anything, but I just like the premise and the kind of the writing a little bit of this particular skit. But it seems like the majority of this episode kind of had kind of weak writing. To me. Let's see the Poetic Justice song from Kendrick. Like I said, I don't judge it, but I liked it. Uh, let's see the Janet character that Bobby Moynihan. That skit. I liked it. I liked it when what's his name hosted? What's that guy? Like the Magic Mike dude. When he hosted. Bobby Moynihan's. I was waiting for this character to come back because I like this character better than that Max Payne or whatever his name is. I like this Janet Peckinpah character. He should definitely do this more often. And maybe he should do it on Weekend Update one time. But I think he should take his Weekend Update characters and make characters out of them, like make sketches out of them. Instead of just doing the commentary. Because Bobby Moynihan he's improving too. He's getting way better. And let's see the Biden bash. It was okay. It was good. It was good. Overall, what I'd like to say about this episode, Adam Levine. Before Adam Levine hosts, I said, well, he's a musical guy, so he's going to do very good because it just seems like musical guys do very good for some reason. But Adam Levine, he wasn't awful, but he was just kind of meh. He was kind of average with it. It seemed like he was missing his cues a lot. I don't know. To me, it just seems like it was like a lot of pregnant pauses before he delivered his lines. He didn't seem like I don't know. I don't know. Adam Levine didn't do as good as I thought he was going to do. Like I thought Adam Levine was going to turn into a Timberlake. I thought he was going to be very like no. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say turn into a Timberlake. But I thought he was going to give like at least a Bruno Mars performance. Because it seems like Adam Levine has a little more acting experience than Bruno Mars, a little bit, it seems. Well, Bruno Mars, he killed it. I know it's not fair to compare people, but as I just talked about everybody doing Seth Meyers like that to Norm MacDonald, but but I guess sometimes for lack of better words, you got to kind of compare some things. Overall, it's like it was good. It was alright. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't exceptionally good either. It kind of reminded me of a Louis C.K. episode. Like it was like it's not terrible, but I'm not jumping for joy for this thing either. I'm glad Louis C.K. hosted. I wanted to see that happen, but it just wasn't just all that spectacular, But yeah, he did his thing. I wouldn't want to see him host again because it seemed like a kind of a waste. He didn't really own any of the characters or own any of the roles they gave him. Like the other musical guest / host. But that's all I'd like to say about that. I also want to give another shout out to the Giant Blast. If you guys need email blast, you should definitely look into that. Okay, well that's pretty much all I'd like to say. Again, I'm just some guy named Jay. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.